proxies. Wait, no, wait. That is Nyx. Wait a minute. Why is he not playing Goro? This man took out SonicFox 3-0 and does not go Goro.
Okay. Yes.
What am I missing?
Yep.
Am I missing something here?
No, you're right. You're right.
Why would he not go Goro? This is a really risky decision that he's doing right now. But, you know, obviously Semiij is going to go Ethereal. It's what got him this far. It's what's pretty much landed him a spot in the finals at this point, at the rate that he's been going. But Nyx is a solid player all around, even outside of Goro. Maybe it's just that bad of a matchup that he's not going to go Goro against Ethereal.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, going with Imposter, and we talked about it earlier, this is also who we see the likes of Dragon pick for this character. But Semiij, I mean, talk about matchup knowledge. I mean,
what?
Semiij has it all, and everything is happening right now. Is there's so much mobility going on the screen, and Nyx, if he can get the damage, he does not. If he'd gone for the mix, could have potentially put him in a killing position. And no reaction to the teleport from Semiij, and catching the backdash. Here we go. Emperor Nyx turned it. That's guaranteed chip out.
He's just gonna go for chip. I do not believe that ball roll. What is happening right now? It's almost like Semiij didn't realize that ball roll is an option for Nyx when he does that move. That was 2 times in a row. He is 2 for 2 with wake-up ball rolls. Now Semiij getting some nice damage in the corner. The pressure, so hard to deal with. Not only as Ethereal, but when you're dealing with Semiij. This man is an absolute monster. Nyx going for a little bit of damage. Just trying to get some chip in there. Narrowly drops that combo, but the ball roll by Semiij gets whiffed. And now they're just sitting back into the neutral. This is a very aggressive matchup for Semiij. You see now using the meter only for his pressure.
And just a heads up, if Semiij wins this match, he will guarantee himself in finals. Oh, and the down 2 reaction. There's the reaction to the teleport we were looking for in round number 1. All tied up here in game 1.
Now, Emperor Nyx doing surprisingly well as Imposter Shinnok, but he still needs to be careful with dealing with Semiij in neutral. We see now he gets the Hell Sparks, finally connects, and the trance goes for the quick 16% grab. Face to boot. Eat that size 12. There you go, the Hell Spark connects, forcing Semiij off of the meter. That's a moral victory for Nyx. And the mere idea that Ethereal relies, well, helps rely on having that meter to establish more dominant pressure. And some juicy damage of his own already in the corner. Gets the ball roll out of that corner. Scouts out both bars. The grab will not kill, but chip damage will. Just trying to stay away, and it's a scramble.
Not like this.
No way.
Hashtag, this is such a guess. All different ways, and he guesses right even on the throw. But that's chip by territory, and Nyx eats the teleport. Whoa. Whoa, that came down to the wire. Oh, man.
I almost wish that Nyx went for chip regardless. You do much more chip when you get that power buff. And he probably would have had the bar to spend it to chip him out. But maybe he just didn't know if it would or not. Goes for the reverse grab. And Semiij, being the brick wall that he is, to just tech that in the most absolutely sickening read of a back grab.
That is, and Semiij's already known for being, you know, just a wall. He's unthrowable, and in that kind of situation where you guarantee the 50-50 of a throw, and on top of that, if you rethrow and they simply press a button, you lose.
There's a very nice
Crazy.
Speed by not either burning that Hell Spark. Semiij goes up for a quick run into the grab. We're seeing now Emperor Nyx has the trance, another tech grab. This man is just impenetrable. Beautiful backdash in the Hell Sparks again, gets some beautiful damage, and a double down 2. Oh no.
Semiij does have a bar here, so he can mix up with his EX Fade. Oh, but jumps in the Hell Spark, and Nyx coming off the bar, though.
That was very fortunate for Semiij to be able to not have to really spend any of the bar, but Nyx finally getting the round in there. He's playing extremely well. But at the same time, he's making these few key mistakes in the worst possible position, and that's what really makes him end up losing the round.
And here is that fade pressure that we see, and he builds so much meter, and that anti-air down one, gigantic hitbox.
I say it day in and day out. There was one golden rule in this matchup against not only Ethereal, but against Semiij, and that is do not jump. If you break the golden rule, you're going to have a bad time. The reverse grab, put him in the corner, no doubt just going to go for, try to get some chip out there, secure himself the round, and put himself in a good spot for some nice corner pressure going into round number 3. So, they're both sitting on relatively one bar, a little bit over. Emperor Nick's going to save that bar, no doubt, to try and either establish pressure or continue on his combo. But Semiij is going to do everything in his power to force that breaker out of Nick's.
I really like what Semiij has established on the shoulder from Nyx and even on that amulet, where they're safe, but they're not plus. So when you do that, if you're Nyx, you do them on block, and you respect pressure against you, and Semiij is simply using that fear to get the guaranteed 12%.
Wow, and the down 4 Hellsparks actually connects, and the guaranteed interactable for 20%. Emperor Nyx tying it up 1-1 against Golden Boy Semiij.
Oh man, and that's added damage on top of that command grab. That brings back some memories of when that thing used to be plus 40,000, and they used to build half a bar and then go into it, and then you're just like, whoa, what just happened?
The melt just wipes away. Remember when, I don't remember what tournament it was, Tekken Master, who helped open our eyes to Imposter Shinnok, stealing, not only playing on Quatan Jungle, but stealing Ferritor's command grab, getting a like 30% command grab. That established nightmares into
I remember Zappa versus Gur at Defend the North. And nothing but feels bad, man. It was just command grab after command grab after command grab. And very good rolling the gap. That is a meterless punish and gets Nyx off a bar. That is the perfect situation for Semiij, and already got him with a late fade, pressing a button, swinging a little too early as Nyx there, trying to check Semiij coming out of the fade.
You know what I'm really still not seeing, not only from Nyx, but from a lot of people with Ethereal, is to try and grab when Semiij delays that Ethereal phase out. You can still, they're still vulnerable to grab.
Ooh, that was a little bit savage from Semiij, going for the chip out roll just to put Nyx back to the corner. Very smart stuff from Semiij.
Nyx going for a little bit of damage. Beautiful backdash, but no punish. No whip punish there. Semiij getting a beautiful hit confirm, spending the bar to get all this juicy damage. 32% into jumping needy. But Nyx spending all of his resources to try and put himself back in a life lead. And you saw that actually comboed. The amount of plus frames on hit is just amazing with Ethereal Milena.
And here comes some Nyx.
One into the trance.
And 16%. This time Semiij not getting the throw back into the corner that we saw him read earlier.
And that is definitely going to chip out. Down 4 Hellsparks does an insane amount of chip. Nyx sitting on no bar to work with here in round number 3, which is really what Semiij wants to see right now. No meter to convert that into a combo. And a savage down 2, just completely controlling the airspace.
Shoulder barely getting him before the side, becomes active. And the down 4 hitting nothing as he fades right through it. And now the corner presence from Semiij. This is where we see so many people fall apart. All of this you have to simply hold and pray and try to guess right and not meter burning that Hellspark. And Semiij recognizing it. And reacts again with another down to Semiij, taking the lead here against Nyx.
Chat, say it with me. What's the golden rule?
Do not jump against this man. You simply
jump against this man.
You do not jump against this man, guys.
Do not jump against this man. You
okay,
have a bad time.
If we're at a major, we need to put that on sticky notes. And every time Semiij sits down to play a match, you have to sticky note that to the monitor. Okay, do not jump.
No, you know and then in parentheses
it says against this man.
No, dude, you know what it is? It's like, remember in kindergarten and first grade where if you were bad, you got the yellow card pulled?
Oh,
Did
no.
you ever have that? Every time you get jumped, you pull the card, man. When you hit red card,
How
you're
about,
in timeout.
let's take a step even further, and every time you jump against Semiij, you actually throw the red flag, just like a ref. Penalty. Throw it right across the screen.
It's so good. And he's doing so well if he just stays away from the air and just focuses more on the ground game. Here we go, get a standing one in the trance again. Tried to go for a little bit of the mix there, but Semiij still just this impenetrable force of defense.
Ooh, and easy damage there. As that pretty much hit confirms itself. And he'll get, even if it doesn't work on hit, he's going to get some sort of block pressure off of it and extra meter. It's a win-win.
And he's just trying to get some drops, another combo, but he might be able to close it out here. This should chip. No. Not like this. Nyx, please. And the reverse grab. That is the biggest heartbreaker ever. He should have went for the plus frames. Go for the EX amulet to guarantee more pressure on block in the corner. Unfortunate mishap by Nyx.
Oh, and fortunately there for Nyx that Semiij didn't go over that down 4.
If you're Nyx right now, you are not happy with how that round ended. Another teleport. Get me by Semiij.
Ooh, it actually put the gap out there with down 1 in the Hell Sparks, but what's scary is that you finally think that it's your turn to counter poke this man, and instead you eat a combo. That is the mix-up with Shinnok with his pokes, is that if he does down 4, and if you recognize it, you know there's no gap, but if you see that down 1, you finally think it's your turn. Not today, and he fell for it twice that round, and Nyx getting back in the match.
Nyx, unfortunately, sitting on no meter, no punish by Semiij, but again, no follow-up off of the down 1. He needs to be a little bit more mindful of getting those conversions, because against a player like Semiij, who's doing these wacky conversions, you cannot leave any damage out to spare. Just trading some pokes here, trying to keep the plus frames on his side.
Ooh, and uses the plus frames of his own off the side to get another 12%, and another throw. Semiij in killing distance, and fades. Very good from Nyx not to press the button there, though, and here we go. Comeback mode, engaged.
He has an absolute mountain to climb, but he's done it before, and the damage now going to do so much. Oh no, he drops the combo.
No conversion off the entire down 1. So scary right now. And he teleported, and once he was airborne, Semiij said, I got those reactions, kid. We'll see you next week, and Semiij is going to move on into top 8.
Oh, the air. No doubt. Going to keep his distance until he gets the life lead. And now that he's up close and personal, the Oxus, being Assassin, hopefully going to put that parry into gameplay to establish that threat early on. Missing that back 1. That actually looked like a whip punish. The Oxy's making the absolute most out of this opportunity. And that was shades of a tie with a beautiful little setup there. Goes for the EX fans, and you're seeing all of this damage. Down 3 in the fan. This is actually going to kill if he doesn't drop it. And a beautiful way to start this set by the Oxys.
And that was a nice instant fan just at the very last moment to build that little bit more meter.
They go down 3 again, going to establish as much dominance up close, because when Tweedy can get the possess game started with that amount of mix and at the pace that he can do it at, the Ox is going to do everything he can to keep that from happening. And 1-1-1 straight through those buttons. Tweedy needs to be a little bit more mindful of that frame data. He had it down 3 and went for a button afterwards. After his down 3 was blocked, the Ox is definitely not going to let him get away with murder this set. Will flow into...
And we see, for one of the first times in history of Mortal Kombat X, that X-ray got blocked, and Tweedy's going to take that and tried to take this round from Deoxys. Deoxys not out of it, but doesn't respect the second demon coming. Can we get some hype in that chat for a blocked Katana X-Ray?
Okay. Tweedy is an absolute god for that. There is no way you can punish that on reaction. This man read it a mile away and was confident enough to just hold blocks standing up. That was insane. But Deoxys still has the corner pressure and is going to do a lot of damage. Connected with the EX fan. Juicy, juicy, juicy 46%.
Yeah,
he's good. He's doing everything to keep Tweedy in this corner for as long as possible. Tweedy, no meter to work with here.
And Deoxys has so much meter now, and even if he gets some block pressure generated, that's going to do it. We're getting him one. It doesn't matter if you are a god and block that X-Ray. Deoxys still was able to outplay him for 2 of those games. And wow, taking a lead over the Week 9 champion is Deoxys. Tweedy shockingly going down 1 game, even though he had his Game Genie plugged in and was able to block the unblockable X-Ray. Insane stuff from these two.
You know what Tweedy did? He blocked that and just totally threw away the mix.
Oh, no.
From Deoxys. That was the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. It's almost unfortunate that he still lost that game, because that was deserving of the win by itself. But Deoxys, if you're Deoxys right now, you need to take a step back and realize that even with that block, you won the match. So you think about how dominant that match really was for you, especially in the up close game. So just trying to get some pressure in there. With the parry, just take himself very far away, interactable, gets punished by Tweedy. A little bit of damage there. You're seeing now a lot of the damage that Deoxys dishes out. It happens to be Chip. Spends both bars of meter to get in some nice damage. And here we go back into the corner where Deoxys proved to be dominant last time. And here's the pressure by Tweedy. Finally being able, this is probably the first time they had a chance to see Tweedy get some pressure going.
Yeah, and the blocks from Deoxys have been great. And we talked about that golden rule earlier, is if someone's blocking too much, throw is a great way to open them up. And Tweedy opting, instead of throwing a 50-50, going for the throw there.
Taking his time to back up. He knows he doesn't have the life lead. Pretty much sitting on Chip, but the beautiful Rising Demon. That was a read and a half by Tweedy there. Decides not to spend the bar meter, confident enough in his read to get that hit. All that damage, all of that chip damage, and the meter building.
A lot of mobility on the screen right now, and these two are not. If there hasn't been a hit on the screen for a while, and just falling.
Whoa!
For nothing, there was Tweedy pressing a button. I think he was guessing a stagger, but a big drop from Deoxys. Tweedy wants it. He wants it now.
There you go. Nice little conversion. Knew he didn't have the stamina to get anything more. Goes for the quick back one into Human Fury. Deoxys trying to keep himself in the game. Would love to go up 2-0. And the sweet spot, the Dragon Special, securing that round by the skin of his teeth.
That is something that you have to know against Katana, is that if she's going to change her aerial hitbox by doing that late float or not. And that is a down 2 killer.
Off of all of his meter right now. He needs to be careful yet again. In the corner with no meter. Deoxys is taking his time.
Oh, and the read! Knowing that Tweedy was going to attempt a jump out, and he didn't even commit to the EX float. That was insane from Deoxys. And he's got so much meter here that he can ride, but he's going to give Tweedy the bar. And of course, Tweedy, once he gets it, coming off it, he says there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to do it anyway. But Deoxys has so much bar.
I love how he's mixing in the gap in that string. I have not seen any other Katana player use it quite like Deoxys, and it's paying off what seems to be 100% of the time. Deoxys has the meter to even chip out Tweedy here. Assassin runs to get out of the corner. No!
Oh, no.
Tweedy still blown in the water, but another EX Rising Blade cutting Tweedy in half, up 2-0. Looking to take out last week's champion.
Very good stuff. Deoxys is just playing, and the word that we have to say is that the way he's playing is just incredibly solid. It's just incredibly solid play. I love that we've seen actually offensive play from Katana here, and he's been able to lock Tweedy down in that corner multiple rounds now, and it's been pretty frightening. And he's at the health lead and the meter lead, especially doing it. He hasn't had to respect Tweedy's wake-up armor much at all in this set, and the couple times that he has, you know, he'll take that 10 to 15% on the wake-up to keep that corner pressure and to keep that health and meter lead, and he's been playing it perfect so far. And Tweedy needs this win and a win in top 8 to lock himself in the grand finals, into the season 2 finale.
I mean, you're taking a look at Deoxys. We've seen him multiple times in the past here in the top 16. This guy relatively well, but this is like a whole new caliber of Deoxys. He's sitting on a 2-0 lead right now over Tweedy, who was not only last week's champion, but is pretty much a staple in the top 8 here in the Kombat Cup. Not to say that Tweedy can't do a reverse 3-0. We've seen him do it plenty of times in the past. And he's definitely the player to be able to do it. And we're seeing now Tweedy starting to adjust to Deoxys by securing that dominating round without using much of his meter. Really, the key issue here is his meter management, because if he's put in the corner, 95% of the time he's in the corner without meter. But has to spend the breaker there, going to do everything he can to kind of move forward and switch positions. Just as I say, getting a clean cross-up. Deoxys, knowing his dominant place in that corner, going to switch positions. Down 3 in the throat slice, and what is the mix? Just trying to bait out that armor. Very nice idea, but Tweedy trying to stay on his bar for as long as possible. Here we go. Forward 1, stagger into the grab. Trying to even out. It gets the clean jump in. Now, he has a chance just going for the unbreakable damage.
And he did it just in case Tweedy decided to break. That's
How
very smart stuff.
disrespectful does that get to get a back one like that? That was just a bitch slap if I've ever seen one. Here we go. Tweedy getting the armor. Just pushing Deoxys far away from that corner where he wants to be.
And utilizing throw to its max potential here in the final round. He's gotten throw late against Tweedy. And his defense has been lights out. He's blocked everything so far from Tweedy in this potentially deciding game.
I love what Deoxys is doing. He's not even contesting the air because he knows he's doing well enough on the ground to not take that risk.
And what a down 2 from Tweedy, and that's going to hit everywhere. Tweedy's back in the match, guys. 1, 2. Tweedy trying to make it back in the top 8. If he makes it there and gets a win, he is done. He is guaranteed for the Season 2 finale. He needs this. He's going to fight and claw his way and try to reverse 3-0 this man who's played so solid and has shut down everything Tweedy attempted. And even in that final round, Deoxys blocked everything until he finally got opened up one time and the defense fell apart and everything worked for Tweedy.
Now this is a... Deoxys is on thin ice. Because although he's still sitting up 2-1, Tweedy's the kind of guy where set score doesn't really matter. This guy is a strong enough player with a good enough character to really make anything happen here. We could very easily see a reverse 3-0 if Deoxys lets up at all. So even though I was talking about it before, that he wasn't contesting the air because he was content with that ground game, if he doesn't tighten up, he's going to want to start taking some risk here in an effort to close out the set before it gets any closer.
Ooh, and a lot of throws himself earlier from Tweedy, trying to disrupt the block patterns of Deoxys. And there we go, throw again. Deoxys has been blocking everything right, so what do? You throw that man. If he's going to respect the mix, give him something else to respect.
And finally a parry for Deoxys, but Tweedy not going to respect the threat at all, and all that damage just chipping away. Gets a walk-up grab, but he still has a lot of work to do. Down 3 through that demon push. Just trying to, at the very least, build up enough meter. Tweedy off of a bar and in the corner against Deoxys. Down 1 in the Rising Blades. Tweedy armoring right through that gap. Going to do everything in his power to end this match right now and put himself in a Game 5 situation.
So many throws since taking that game as Tweedy. I like the mix-up that he's thrown in. instead of going for the full stagger, the full potential stagger pressure and the full pressure into the demon mix-ups, he's thrown in throws so many times already. And the down two, just to react to the whiffed DP attempt, and Deoxys came off the bar, and now Tweedy simply needs to armor his way into a game number 5. An overhead demon's coming eventually, but getting out of his Deoxys. Blocks it down too, but no punish. And that is going to chip out, even if he would have blocked. And Tweedy is going to tie things up here at 2-2. 1 game away from reverse 3-0ing, and 1 game away from making it back into the top 8. This man is looking poised out of nowhere when his back was to the wall.
And we were just talking about it before, man. Tweedy, set score against this man does not matter. You see it here, as quickly as Deoxys went up 2-0, Tweedy immediately ran it back, and now we're sitting at a Game 5 situation where Deoxys is even considering switching variations, and he does. I believe I'm looking at Mournful. Is that what I'm looking at? I'm trying to see if I could see it up close. It's kind of hard for me to see it. Either way, he needs to be very careful. This is the crucial part where he's not out of it yet. If he's taken 2 games, he can take 1 more. But it's going to take a lot more than what he's been dishing out.
And
recently.
it's Assassin,
no, he does stick with Assassin
still.
Okay.
So he still likes that parry.
And you know what? And the few times that he's using that parry, it manages to work out. But maybe he just doesn't have confidence in the other situations. Go reverse grab. Looking like he's going to try and push him more towards the corner, taking his time. That looked to be a punish with the forward 2 string. Very smart about Deoxys.
And what a reaction! Wow, what a reaction while walking forward to that teleport from Tweedy. That was a young man reaction right there.
And actually getting clipped by the low. Deoxys taking that round away pretty easily.
And now has a match point. He has a match point for himself after losing 2 games straight. And not believe it,
just
Tweedy
misses the down 1 conversion.
If Tweedy would have committed, could have got some decent damage there in the corner.
The down 3 in a reverse grab. Just going to do everything in his power to try to establish some sort of pressure, but Deoxys being a little bit slippery and getting the forward 2 to connect.
This is going to be
some nice damage. Oh, keeps it a little bit more simple. Still 30%.
And falling for the double over is Tweedy, but Deoxys didn't believe. If he would have believed, he would have got a nice combo again and back into the corner.
You see he's trying to scout out that EX overhead. Doesn't scout it out that time, though. Eats it right to the face. But very nice blocks at the same time. Still just ending the stagger early.
Oh, and
he's in a chip out situation, but he can still make something happen.
Oh, and here we go! He doesn't block it again, and Tweedy is going to get hit by that unblockable X-ray. That came out of nowhere. I didn't even expect it at that point. And wow, Deoxys is going to take it 3-2 over Tweedy.
And you know what? That was probably the smartest thing Deoxys could have done. It goes for a faction kill instead of keeping it traditional. I respect it. I love it. And Deoxys is if you're Star Charger, because you could have that parry that I believe does not autocorrect from behind. So if Rewind gets a teleport, that's going to be a serious punish. Now, beautiful tech grab there. Rewind still got that first hit there.
And this is an interesting matchup because this usually looks good on paper for Displacer Raiden if the katana is zone heavy, but Star Charger, one of the most aggressive katanas in the scene, and it's going to play a little bit different of a story as that teleport's not going to catch a lot of fans.
Going for a little bit of corner pressure here. Going to take his time, does not block the jump-in punch, and this is going to do a nice chunk of damage and ultimately pushing him all the way into the corner. Now, here's the thing. The corner position isn't really as much of an issue if Rewind is in the corner because that teleport is such a huge factor, and that was a whiff punish from downtown to back 3, eating up that parry. And unfortunately didn't wait long enough to get the full punish.
Whoa, and that scoop got her behind his hitbox. Even he didn't believe. That's why we didn't see a conversion.
Hollow freeze with that hitbox and a down 1 shocker. Rewind taking the first round narrowly. Star Charger still putting in some nice work. Just needs to be a little bit more careful throwing out those strings. Rewind using the Displacer teleport to the best of his ability to be able to get as much whiff punish damage as possible. You know, a little bit of the zoning game, keeping his distance. Rewind has a life lead. Star Charger, though, no doubt, has a little bit of an easier time building meter from full screen. Just going to back off here. He's kind of trying to scout out these displacer teleports. Oh, eats the forward 1-2. No doubt had to break there. And now Rewind putting it all out on the table. Going to opt to save his meter here. It's an interesting choice. He's still going to have... He's going to be a little bit of a life deficit now, but he has 2.5 bars of meters to work with. No doubt for juicy damage as well as safe armor, which is arguably just as important. And the back 2 connects, but no follow-up.
We saw during Konquest, he back 2'd a lot. And that's going to be some great damage, and that's going to be so close to closing out. He has to watch out for the EX teleport, but the delayed wake-up is actually going to kill him. Star Charger did, in fact, commit to pressure. If it woke up EX teleport, we might be looking at a different story.
Joe sitting on round number 3. Star Charger, nice adjustment. A forward 1 anti-air and a beautiful conversion trailing behind. Rising Blades didn't have the meter to follow up with.
Lanta, we have seen everything.
Okay, I don't know whether that was autocorrect or he buffered like he was waiting for it. Either way, paying out in his favor. And that's a huge turn of events for Star Charger. And a massive jump back, almost scouting it out here, and this should actually end up killing. That's a neutral jump punch, and that is definitely going to be death. Star Charger taking game number 1 in a styling fashion. That was a very interesting autocorrect there. Just happened to be the right time. You know, tried to get the input for a fan from full screen. That displacer, almost too good of a read. Did the read a bit too early, inputs reverse.
And you know, that's something where it's kind of built in OSs when the inputs are reversed inputs of other special moves. And I've been on the good side of that back in my day with the air throw with Kodal. Shout out to Paulo. But yeah, when that happens, very good from Star Charger to actually get the conversion, because it can happen so fast.
I know you wanted nothing more than to say rest in peace to Kodal instead of shout-outs to Paulo, but we're going to let that slide. I see the tear
I am
coming
giving
through the
Paulo
glasses,
shout-outs
okay?
for making my air throw the reversed input of EX overhead. All right?
I've been on the receiving end of that. That is one of the most demoralizing things to deal with. But looking into it now, gets the 2-1 into EX blade sharpen. That extra damage is on the table for a good amount of time, but Rewind going for the amount of pressure and damage to kind of mitigate all that time.
Wow, and again!
And that was...
again, just a special move instantly. And the fact that it was an instant air fan reversed input, how does that even happen?
I'm starting to think we're not giving Star Charger the props he deserves. Maybe he's actually a god and baiting all this stuff out. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to say, because that instant air reversal input, please. There we go. Just narrowly missing the down 1 conversion to get some decent damage, but the jump kick air to air, forcing Star Charger to break.
Yeah, if we see it for a 3rd time against that teleport, I think we have to say that it's actually Star Charger at this point. If he gets 3 in 1 match, right?
It has to be. Absolutely. So I got to take back what I said. This man is a god among men.
These are not option selects. These are simply reactions.
Star Charger just all over the place. And a beautiful conversion. That looked extremely tough to do. Back 3-4 connecting, forcing Charger off of his meter yet again.
Whoa, and
the parry comes into play. Now, Rewind has Breaker in case he gets opened up. Star Charger, unfortunately, not in the same position. Eats the grab in a chip-out situation. Baits the armor.
Oh, and a savage down 2 from Rewind. Star Charger had an opportunity to come back there. Luckily, Rewind was able to close it out. And man, we got ourselves a match here, 1-1.
That's a really good statement if you rewind, because it almost seems like he's adjusting everything that he was doing wrong in the first game. Meanwhile, Star Charger playing just as solid as ever and just really getting opened up by a few key things that are otherwise not really a mix. It's really more whiff punishing. So Rewind making the most of his mobility to kind of throw Star Charger off his game. Where you see, on the other hand, Star Charger using that parry and establishing that threat up close really seems to be paying off more times than not. Now, going into game number 3 here.
Round 1. Fight.
We'll see if Star Charger can make something happen and answer back. It goes with a run-up reversal grab to start us off. Very smart. He knew that Star Charger doesn't mind just letting the parry just kind of hang there.
Oh, and a great hit confirm on... Fantastic hit confirm on the jump kick into the Superman to get the corner carry. That was a fantastic little mini conversion from Rewind. Oh, and
using the interactable and the plus frames.
That is such a demoralizer when you eat a cross-up dive kick interactable and then you are incredibly plus. Back in the corner, in the back one, interrupting the string from Star Charger, but Star Charger's going to get some great damage here.
Wow, look at all that damage.
And it's not even over, 32%. And he has to watch out. Rewind not waking up.
Oh no, tried to go for an anti-air and had to end up breaking there. The air fan catching him. Star Charger stealing that round directly out of Rewind's hands.
And got him off all the meter. Things going great. And what an anti-air forward one to start us off here in round number 2 from Rewind. Staggering this mix. Very well, not overcommitting, keeping himself sort of safe. You know, if Star Charger's expecting the whole string or things like that, those small mixes can become safe if your opponent is expecting full combo. Here we go. Great punish from Rewind. If he would have gone into Shocker there, maybe could have applied a teleport and then pressure back into the corner. But he's going to hold on to the meter here just in case he takes this round. And never mind, a reversal EX Shocker. Never mind everything I just said. That was pretty savage.
The guts on Rewind to just let that happen. Does that even have armor on it anymore?
No. That was savage right there.
You know what? All these youngins with their confidence in the reactions.
Confidence in your reads is everything, guys.
Oh, and Rewind dunking on Star Charger with that neutral jump punch.
Yeah. Us old farts are sitting over here. How can I commit to this mix and be safe? No, you have to believe and do the unsafe stuff. That's how you get ahead in life.
These youngins have all the confidence in the world, and it just seems to be paying off, letting that back two rip. First hit completely whiffed, second one managing to continue on. And then again with a back two, Star Charger forcing the break. Keeping it as safe as possible. EX Vicinity Blast, no whiff punish.
And a down three Shocker. That was, wow. That would have given Star Charger an opportunity to generate pressure. And if Rewind would have blocked, he would have had a bar. I mean, he was so close to having one bar on block, but if he would have gotten opened up, Rewind did have a breaker. Just in case, if he would have gotten hit, that was a tricky situation, and Rewind clutching it out with that down three Shocker. He's going to take the lead here, and Star Charger is now back to the wall if he wants to try to get into this top 8.
Now, we've seen Star Charger come back from worse before, especially for someone like him who has, in my opinion, some of the best composure when it gets down to like really close games. We've seen it even at offline events. I've seen it myself with my own two eyes. This guy stays composed and actually has a good amount of clutch victories on his resume. So there's no... This set is still very much in anybody's hands.
And the forward one, hitting everywhere. Rewind coming off the bar, getting the anti-air. Only is 26%, but with that throw, all of a sudden, comes a 38% combo.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you're looking at a little bit of impatience on Star Charger. That EX Assassin run is very uncharacteristic of Star Charger. But that's the pressure that he is known for. And gets a clean jump in. Rewind missing that anti-air yet again. Definitely regretting that decision. Switching positions, going for a meaty jumping punch. And the back twos all day long. and gets dunked on again with that neutral dunk punch. This might actually kill, and it does. Rewind on set point, looking to put himself in the top 8.
That was insane back and forth between these two. Rewind getting the health lead, Star Charger taking it right back, and Rewind clutching it out at the end. And now Star Charger getting a little bit of momentum, starts off early in round number 2, gets him in the corner right where he wants him, doesn't have to respect anything on Wake Up, and just staggers him once again. Now he has to watch out for a bar here, but I like, he's keeping the pressure going. I like this, disrespecting that armor a little bit.
And you saw there, he's been doing relatively well in the corner, but Rewind actually, most of his damage comes from mid-screen. Very nice use of the EX Vicinity Blast there. Keep itself in the now. Has as much plus frames as he could possibly ask for right now. 1-1-2 to keep those plus frames going, but gets clipped yet again after no doubt trying to get another anti-air with that forward one. He really seems to be falling apart with establishing that air dominance, and he might want to consider backing off entirely with that.
Yeah, we saw even in round number 1, trying to get that teleport game going, Star Charger's landed a few clean jump-ins on that teleport in.
There you go, 4-1-2. Just, you see the amount of chip damage that he's doing, and more so the meter that he's building with all of these block strings and into the teleports.
Puts himself in the corner. Star Charger could have easily canceled that and gotten some great damage. Instead, uses it for some plus frames, but still has a breaker. Wow! Okay, that is now like 3 for 3 on reads on that teleport, and he even read what he did after that teleport. What is going on here?
Yeah, Star Charger confirmed God. God Charger over here with all the reverse input reads of a lifetime. Oh no, and the beautiful whiff punish, forcing Star Charger to break. In the corner with no meter. One mix is going to do it. Oh no, and that the punish going to keep it nice and simple. And Rewind is your next qualifier for the top 8 in a lightning fashion. Absolutely beautiful by Rewind.
Go down early. I mean, SonicFox is in a position where he needs to win. He needs to dominate here if he wants to get that seeding up higher for the Season 2 finale. And I mean, the better seeding, the better potential matches going into that season finale.
And so here we go.
Last season,
SonicFox grabbing that first hit with the down 4.
Yeah, last season he went into the finale as the number 2 seed, still able to take the whole thing though. But going in at potential number 5 seed even, you know, that's going to give you tough matches early.
Tough matches. Getting that normal flip kick to connect. SonicFox, as always, showing that he has no mercy and is not going to pull any punches. Goes for everything he can. That down 4 is really proving to do some serious damage here.
Round 2, fight.
So throws the interactable. EX teleports out of that corner, but SonicFox doing everything he can. But a beautiful block by Fox. Unfortunate drop on that punish. Still got some juicy damage in there, though. There we go. There it is by B-Kith. All this damage.
And the execution of getting 3 forward 1-2 back 2s, that is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. Do not try that at home. Especially, I guarantee you, I'm willing to put money first attempt. It ain't happening.
No, B-Kith seems that his execution very on point, and that's only a small factor of what you're going to need against SonicFox. SonicFox goes for the regular flip kick. B-Kith immediately blocks, punishes accordingly, forcing Fox not only off the meter, but into a situation where if he could manage, that rest of that doesn't matter because Fox going with the forward 3-4, safe 18% overhead. Very smart choice by Fox. He was really in that position where he couldn't take a risk because if he went for a forward 3 flip kick and it got punished, he might have potentially lost that round. And even though he was sitting on the first round, you don't want to take any chances, especially here in the top 16. And even though he's SonicFox and he has a good amount of points, there are people right there behind him in points. So he needs to still advance. He is not a staple in the top 8 for the grand finals just yet.
Exactly, and like I said, this is a must-win for him. He needs to do well in these last 3 weeks, like just for that seeding, because guys still have the opportunity to surpass him, where he'd even have the potential lower seeding. Doesn't get the conversion though from Beacon, and SonicFox was all over that drop. That is a rare whiff punish right there. That was so fast and such a quick recognition from SonicFox to see him drop that. Wow.
There you go, the SonicFox dropping another combo. Oh, and that could have been a huge punish, putting SonicFox in the corner. Gets beat air to air. SonicFox going for the EX nut punch. What's the mix? And 4-3-3 this time. And getting that low to just sneak in there and secure the round. And the big boot right to the face.
That's a very hard normal to deal with, as that thing will even crush lows if you try to outspace it or beat it early with a down 4 or anything like that. It will go over and you're going to eat some plus frames or a hard knockdown. And great conversion from BKith, and here we go.
Has been so on point.
And another big one there, and that's going to close it out. Anti-air down one into Shocker, but look how much bar SonicFox has here in round number 3.
Final round.
That is dangerous, but that was almost a flawless by BKith. I mean, that's got to say something. That tells him that he's really not far behind as far as how this matchup is going right now. SonicFox going to hold on to the bar in hopes to at least open him up here in the corner, and he does with the no mix-up. And another drop by Fox. Big boot for the plus frames. Jump kick, but no anti-air. Oh, it doesn't watch his head there. This is going to do a lot of damage, no doubt.
Oh, and it went for a little quick rise setup with SonicFox there. That was tricky.
That was interesting, because I've actually never seen him do that before. He had the ability to end the combo as he could normally do into the EX nut punch. Went for something a little different, and I think it just kind of threw BKith off of his game. But just the timing might have messed with it. Beautiful stuff by Fox. As we're so used to seeing by the young one do this well. Now sitting on a quick 2-0 over BKith. Really needs to make something happen. BKith looked a little bit better there by securing a round, but at the same time, he's still getting opened up by these strings that really should be blocked. That back two baton string, especially as Hollywood, there's no mix-up there. You just got to block those, so you have to be careful with that.
And I like this from BK. This man is thinking right now. He's going over every little situation that went wrong, and he's thinking of ways around it, ways to fix it. And that was a good, long thought right there. I like that from BK, taking the time, because SonicFox is rolling right now.
Well, he's going to have to make something happen. He's going to stick with the character at the same time. That will be his character for the remainder of the set. So needless to say, he's pretty much... He's climbing uphill with the wheelchair.
And already off his bar, SonicFox, great stamina-less conversion. Now he's got some plus frames in the corner, but BK disrespecting it. That was savage. Drops his combo, but wow, what a disrespect with that 6-frame forward one. And great whip punish here. Didn't believe all the way, though.
Unfortunately, got the wrong conversion on that whip punish. Just gets the last hit out string to connect.
Wow, look at the hitbox there! And almost...
No.
Not like
this.
Oh, and it is
like
going to be like this. If SonicFox does not drop that, and oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, that was a heartbreaker right there.
And the tragedy in full effect as BKith couldn't secure the round. SonicFox, the mixing gods were with him. He gets the plus frames there. Interactable plus frames to reverse the positioning. And gets opened up by that string again. This time not opting to break and to save his meter.
Yeah, that would have been... I would have broken that nice and early. Give it healthy, and what a reaction from SonicFox to get the punish. And breaks right before the down two can add a lot of damage to that. And that's going to be simple chip out, and that is it. SonicFox, what a turnaround in that final game. Stealing round number 1 from BKith, and then putting the nail in the coffin, putting the bubble gum in the womb, and that is it.
Cassie, win.
You know what? It's pretty much at this point, it's classic SonicFox. I mean, that bait on...
Does not get locked out on the first try around here on stream, and what an early trip guard from Dab to get us started here. And comes off the bar and goes for the good damage. 39% and a full screen to deal with.
I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. The amount of spacing and the anti-airs that this guy have, his fundamentals are so on point. And you give him a character like Sector, who pretty much has an all-purpose tool, or is an all-purpose character. It's going to be very hard for Revit Leaping to deal with this. We see now a huge difference compared to when he plays Jax in this matchup. And now, taking his time, even baiting out the armored fairy dust there.
Yeah, this is where Dab didn't look incredibly comfortable with Sector, but he may have been in the hyperbolic time chamber since, because he's looking good early.
I mean, he has now avoided all three. He is now 3 for 3 with avoiding the EX fairy dust. Oh my god, that would have been so ridiculous if he converted. Revit Leafing is doing a really good job, though, of being slippery. And that's really what he wants to do. The back through spring into the shroud, gets the easy grab. But here comes Dab. Doesn't spend the bar, and
oh, wow, Savage down through the stagger. But it's okay.
You felt the anger in that down too.
Oh, beating out the EX Shroud with 1-1. Great momentum here early. Great momentum here. Already from Dab, he can easily hit her from this into teleport. He's going to use that rocket into a hard knockdown and 50-50. Great stuff early from Dab, but never count out Revit with Tanya.
Oh no, we've seen, oh my god, the back jump kick into teleport. Beautiful conversion. That was insane. You take a look at the spacing on Dab. Like you were talking about, this guy is an absolute monster when it comes to spacing and whip punishing. You saw it there. That was pretty much the moral of that entire match, was spacing and whip punishing. Sprinkle in a little bit of anti-airs, and you saw a dominant performance by that. Revit, gonna stick with Pyro Tanya. It's a smart choice to make, considering if he goes any other variation, it might be even tougher. So he's probably just gonna have to stick it out with Pyro.
Yeah,
Dab, obviously.
Exactly.
Obviously, I mean, he's been doing so well. Even has so many other tools at his disposal. We haven't seen an EX flamethrower once from him, just because his ground game is so on point. He's going to do everything he can to reserve his meter for when he really needs it.
Oh, and trading on the air there, that would have been huge for Dab, as he would have got a great teleport combo off that, and eating the charged overhead into a full combo.
Oh, and it actually blocks the air tornado kick.
And eating the charged overhead again, and that's going to do it for Revit. That is a quick round off 2 charged overheads. And a lot of people looked for that cancel. Revit just letting her rip. This is an episode of Beyblade all of a sudden.
All those plus frames. Didn't have the stamina to cancel, but no punish by Revit. Jumping back, taking his time. Dab wants nothing to do with it. Beautiful down one anti-air by Revit, but no conversion to follow up on. Oh, look at that chunk of damage from the fairy dust. EX Fireball taking, let's see, like 25% of his life. Fairy dust connecting again. Revit looking to try and quickly close out this game. Dab is not going to let that happen easily. Oh, and baits out the only bar of meter that Revit had.
Oh, the down
and another
two.
Down two.
Perfectly killed Dab there, and Revit turning things around, not letting that first loss bother him one bit. And this kid is mentally strong here in the Kombat Cup, and we saw him have insane comebacks in Konquest this week, and he is on a roll. I mean, his match with Newbie was one of the craziest sets I've ever seen. Where,
oh yeah,
I mean, he was put in the grave. They already put their dirt on him, and then you see his hand poke out of the ground, and he was able to dig his way back out. And this man is here to play, guys.
And you know what? And you really wouldn't expect anything else out of these two players. I mean, Revit Leafing has been one of the staples in the Kombat Cup, along with his brother as well. But Revit really has a impressive resume at his hand right now. He's taken out a lot of great players, gone toe-to-toe with some of the best. I mean, it's strong enough to say that really he shouldn't be rattled going up against anyone at this point. But Dab, on the other hand, has had a decent showing here in the Kombat Cup, but he's had a few bad beats. But you look at him now, who's been doing very well, finally uses that EX for, and that's what we're talking about.
And you know that's something that you see a lot in other games, but not a lot in Mortal Kombat X, and that is throwing out these normals into a buffered special. So no matter what, if that anti-airs, full combo. If it whiffs, the teleport doesn't come out. That's something you rarely get to see in NRS games.
And he's been doing really well with Triborg standing 3 in the teleport, but he's eating a lot of these down 2s up close. Oh, just misses the standing 3 anti-air. No doubt that was unfortunate mistiming. The forward 2 by Tanya, catching that backdash, putting the purple shroud into play, and thus getting some nice chip damage out of it. And you see Revit just being as slippery as ever, building some insane amount of meter in the meantime.
I love that teleport when he fakes a cross-up and does the teleport and baits out an anti-air attempt. I love the little things that Revit does with the movement of Tanya. This man moves better than anyone you ever see play the game with Tanya, let me tell you.
Puts that purple shroud into play, and the interactable not only evading the pyro ball, but also getting rid of that dust as well.
Did you see that it looked like it actually exploded and still just didn't count? It just negated it.
He must have timed the invincibility frames on the interactable absolutely perfectly. Revit catching the backdash again, and this time putting that dust to use, doing some nice damage. But here comes some nice damage of his own. Dab spending the bar, getting the hard knockdown for 36%. And just gets the grab. Revit now up 2-1 on Dab, sitting on set point to put himself in the top 8 yet again. We're also seeing one of the things to really note is the use of Revit with that forward 2 catching Dab's backdash, what seems like 2-3 times in a row now. So Dab really needs to be careful with those backdashes. Revit making good use of probably one of her better normals with the amount of range that it covers. Pyromancer really going for more of the full screen game. Still has that nice zone control with her forward 2. Definitely something Dab needs to be looking out for.
Yeah, and you know what? The composure as well from Revit Leafing. I mean, Dab has thrown the kitchen sink at him, and he has just held himself together mentally.
Jack's life matter,
and here we go.
That tag to use.
He's on the screen, and wow, we're punishing that dash punch with a bitch slap of her own. Yeah, I can't remember which normal it is, but I believe one normal from Tanya is actually named bitch slap.
Oh, 100%. I actually think it's a standing 1. I'm 90% sure it's a standing 1, but this is exactly why Dab didn't go Jackson in the first place.
And early,
he has a lot of trouble dealing with the zoning.
Yep, and the mobility from Pyromancer, and you see the conditioning from Revit with that charged overhead early, was able to open up Dab with the low there, and the momentum fully in Revit's court now.
But he's pushing Revit into that corner. If he could manage to change positions, but that overhead cartwheel securing the round for Revit. Not only is Revit sitting on set point, he has a couple of bars to work with, and he has all the space in the world to work with. There you go, trying to get a little bit of a follow-up there. 4-3 into EX overhead. Dab pushing him from mid-screen directly into the corner. And that was a beautiful EX command grab. Uses the armor, even switches positions, but Revit quickly getting out of there, knowing Jax is an absolute animal in the corner. Dab taking his time, knows that he has the life. We can afford to eat some of this chip, but not forever. You see it already, kind of watching his life lead just tick away.
And
now he has
one
to go
projectile,
in.
and Revit Leafing, that one projectile that made it through is going to take it, and Revit Leafing is going to move into top 8, ladies and gentlemen. Young Monster, a little bit of trouble, but never the icing on the cake. Was never able to take out Young Monster, and this is going to be Jason trying to find his way in for most of the match, unless he finds himself cornered where he's eating mix and eating big damage.
Fight.
But when he gets in, boy, does he love those hugs. He's going to take his time, no doubt going to keep himself at a mid-range to where he can whiff punish
And
Young Monster, but Young Monster went shotgun.
yeah, he's not going to opt to try to zone out Jason. He wants to play the post game and stanky legging. Cyclone trying to get out of the corner. And he's going to do some great damage here and go for the mix. 36% into the mix. And oh, Cyclone's going to have a huge damage boost here. Good block from Jackie with a backdash. Oh, and
What is
barely getting
happening?
over
The
it.
scramble, that could have been everything that Cyclone needed, but way too many drops. And Young Monster not only securing the round, but ended up switching positions, but the teleporter, putting himself right back where he started.
Yeah, we know the damage that Jason is capable of that low on health. I mean, I've seen 4 hits, 55%, and that's with no bar. This man can do a world of damage. And great low profile from Young Monster. That is one weakness of Jason's incredibly approaching back one, is that if you have a low profiling poke, it is fantastic to stop him from approaching you. And good block on the overhead low. Getting the red screen up again, and has him cornered.
It's a jump kick, and then just getting the down one to keep Cyclone away from him.
Oh, and put up the armor. He wants to close this out now, and getting out of that command grab, and out of the down twos, and this is going to put Cyclone in a terrible situation where he is going to have to potentially die here. Wow.
I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe. Why would... Okay.
Another
The
day,
armor,
another beat down.
maybe that's went way differently in his head.
Jackie wins.
Maybe he meant to go for a red screen and hit the wrong button. But either way, doing that armor, regardless of whether he wanted to, was the nail in the coffin.
Pay your
So
Because-
much whiffed from Cyclone. So much.
Young Monster had too much life for... Even if everything went perfectly for Cyclone, he was not going to be able to kill Young Monster by the time that armor went out.
He evaded.
So maybe that was just a misjudging.
He was able to dodge everything, and Cyclone threw the kitchen sink, the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room. He threw the apartment complex at him. This man, and Young Monster just got out of there. I mean, that was the 5 Ds of dodgeball at its finest, guys. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dive and
he
dodge.
got out
Yes,
of there.
sir. This
This man was dodging bullets like Neo in the Matrix. He was dodging, ladies and gentlemen, and he finds himself up 1-0 on Cyclone.
Now, Cyclone was still in the game for the most part. I had a few unfortunate drops in that first round. And then the rest was really just pretty much history. You see here, he's working his way in while still trying to keep somewhat of a distance to stay away from Jackie's normals. But that mid-screen shotgun blast is a serious problem, and he needs to be careful. And then Cyclone just not letting... He's just letting go of block at that point. They didn't realize the corner is not where he wants to be. Takes the round deficit, excuse me. Starting out the second round here with the back one command grab to switch positions, no doubt. And here comes that clinic. Armoring out, refuses, does not want anything to do with all those knees that Jason was dishing out. And this red screen seems to do kind of okay, but at the same time, Young Monster's been doing really well with dealing with it.
Yeah, he has gotten out a lot of low pokes, stopping the approaches, even in the red screen. That's what's scary. He was able to find his down one, especially in game number 1. And wow, the mix, quick mix from Young Monster. And utilizing the hit stun, getting the throw. He is using shotgun to its max potential right now.
And this is just an absolute slaughter right now. Cyclone, unfortunately, just not being able to do anything. We're not seeing any tick grabs. And it's not because he's not trying. It's just Young Monster is doing such a good job dominating the up-close game where both characters are meant to be. And there's nothing else to it. Unfortunate, but at the same time, you take a look at Young Monster utilizing the mid-screen low shotgun blast as almost like a way to keep Jason away when he doesn't want to be up close. More necessarily when Cyclone has, when Cyclone is down a lot on life and has that damage boost to work with, that's when Young Monster uses that mid-screen shotgun blast to kind of keep his distance, hopefully trip guarding him and just letting the damage do the work.
Yep, or catching a back one, because you know when you're that low on health as Jason and that damage buff up, you're going to try to risk something to try to get in. Either it's going to be a jump, a back one, or a missed walk. Something's going to happen to try to get to that damage.
Here we go. You see all the staggers now. Oh, doesn't get the follow-up on the back 3 up 1. Nice backdash, but a standing 1 anti-air by Young Monster into the restand. Here's that mix. And it is still not your turn, sir. Finally down 1's right through it.
And great counter poke with stand 1. And caught Cyclone, I think, pressing another button off that down 3, it looked like.
Oh, EX teleport to try and switch positions. He has all this damage boost to work with. Gets the whiff punish on the down 4. And a back 3.
I don't know.
Young Monster not blocking correctly.
I don't know if that grab was supposed to whiff, but it looks extra swaggy seeing that it built the extra bar and he was still able to close it out.
And you know what? At this point, Cyclone's going to take what he can get. Finally gets surrounded there and is looking much better here in game number 3.
That red screen of death was a little too close and not enough hits done. Back in the corner goes Young Monster. And a tick throw off a down 4. That's so swaggy how he does the 360 spin on the ground into it. And Young Monster able to reverse the position quick. And that's to watch out for the mix. Not falling for the stanky leg cancel. Cyclone looking really good here. Anti-air stand 1. Doesn't get the full conversion. May have missed the back 1 input.
Young Monster not out of this just yet. Cyclone has a breaker to work with here. No doubt will use it if forced to do so. And puts himself out of the breaker. That is so horrifying to see. Going for that EX choke. That was a beautiful scout by Young Monster. Cyclone so close to closing out that match. Definitely going to kick himself, but needs to stay composed here. He's not out of it just yet, but there's that shotgun blast we were talking about before. Young Monster, brilliant with being patient enough to keep that distance.
Oh, and going for the tricky cancel off the instant low ground pound, and Cyclone not falling for it. That was such a good down 1 to stop that cancel into the overhead from happening.
Wow, backdashing the down 1 choke. Very smart by Young Monster. Going to keep him standing here. And the mix, nice blocks by Cyclone. And EX choke just for good measure.
And again, interrupting the back 2 attempt from Young Monster. This is great play from Cyclone, but Young Monster does have 3 bars. Can Cyclone clutch it out and stay alive? As this match is for top 8, ladies and gentlemen, and gets over the low, but doesn't believe in the jump in, but it's okay because he gets the command grab.
Oh no.
Big damage on deck.
This is not going to kill, is it? No. Okay, not going to kill just yet. Puts him in.
And the stanky leg does enough damage. He tried to wake up clothesline from hell, but Cyclone is unfortunately going to get swatted. And Young Monster making top
to the table. So you know what? I like this pick. I do like this pick. I think it's his best bet. Summoner might be an okay choice, but Warlock was one of his main variations back in the day, and it's actually really cool to get to see that here tonight.
Yeah, and it was deadly. I mean, even to this day, deadly. This man, probably the Warlock Quan in our time of Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, just narrowly misses the hit confirm there. He's just going to take his time here. He knows as Quan, his defensive options are very limited. Down 3 in the scoop immediately at the start of the set. Very interesting choice.
And I think he got a whiffed missed special there because you almost never see a Quan go for stand 2 of all things, where he tries to swat the air with one of the highest highs in the game.
And just trying to get a little bit of damage. Down 1 in the scoop again. The forward 1 poked between the eyes. Destroyer taking round 1.
Ooh, and trying to come in with that back ninja kick, that Jean-Claude roundhouse.
But down 1's right through that flex. And he's still going for these down pokes in the low scoop. There we go. Flex comes into play. Destroyer trying to make his move. Here we go. The mix finally working. Forward 4 connecting. Here comes some nice damage. Try to build a little bit of meter. I guess going to kind of stay away from him. Maybe that's why he went with Warlock at this point.
Yeah, that was a fantastic read on the close rune coming in. And that sky drop.
No.
Missing for days and eating the unsafe overhead. And now he's going to knock down to deal with. and armor. Even if he hits Destroyer, he's not gonna die. And just like that, Illusion should have known. That EX armor, he was not gonna take damage. And wow.
And that, if that's not a statement, I don't know what is. Spending more than one bar, get the swaggy brutality with a brutality that we don't normally get to see with that back 3-2-2.
Yeah, that is
now.
Okay, let's give NRS some credit here. Tremor might have the best entire set of brutalities free in this game.
Free, it's literally no question. This guy has a brutality for like 17 different things, and all of them
they're all fantastic.
Completely different. They're so good. But you take a look at, speaking of so good, you take a look at what Destroyer did in that match, being 2 steps ahead, putting the EX flex on to make sure that when his pressure came to an end, any amount of damage was going to be completely negated, and he punished accordingly, and that was extremely smart. You know, Illusion's immediately going off Warlock Quan, definitely not liking the choice there if you're Illusions.
Ooh.
So now moving his way into Nimble Reptile, who we've seen him use more times than not. And definitely going to try and negate the use of that flex more so with those acid spits. And to be able to occupy space like this is definitely a pro of being Reptile against Tremor.
Oh, and look at the conversion, double acid ball and acid spit mid combo, and it wasn't even over yet. And going with that jump kick, which is a Tatsu. It has a great hitbox and converts with the slide. Great start from here from Losers.
Wow, just raw elbow dash. Here we go. He looks like he's going for more of a defensive style. Even with Basilisk,
that acid bubble is going to come in still, keeping that claw even safer. That was a sick setup from Illusions.
You look at the amount of meter that he built there. Here you go, Basilisk. He's going to back off. No reason to put himself closer to that corner.
Destroyer.
Just drops the corner.
He's looking like a deer in headlights against these acid bubbles.
If you look at the sheer mobility by Illusions, that was just absolutely dominant. A night and day difference compared to when he was using Warlock. I mean, there's nothing else to say. That was absolutely dominant all across the board from every single position on that map. You know, corner to corner, mid-screen, up close, far away. He just seemed to take control. And we managed to talk about it all the time, how Illusions, every time he plays Reptile, it gets better and better and better. What I'm noticing more is his movement just kind of overwhelming his opponent, but now Destroyer wanting nothing to do with that, opting to contest that full screen game with HQT Predator.
Yeah, and those lasers, the recovery alone makes trying to zone him a nightmare, as he can shut down almost anything with those incredibly fast lasers. But if Reptile can get things going, wow, dashes through the laser there. And already has the Basilisk set up. And that unblockable forward 4 slide. Gonna get great damage here. And Luke capitalizing, 37%. Gets him to sneaky low, and the claw hits everywhere. Go back into the corner. This is MK9's Reptile that we're seeing all over this screen with dashes.
And it's actually just such a treat to be able to watch something like that. You saw just how fast-paced you have to be, and that's not easy to do. Keep in mind, Nimble Reptile is rather execution-heavy, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Oh, some swag from Destroyer.
Damage.
That was swag if I've ever seen it. Destroyer is going to come off that bar and get some huge damage, but a drop. A great recognition from Illusions to close that out.
Just about to say it. That was a beautiful use of his meter on the EX slide, narrowly closing out that round. But Destroyer is on to something here. He realizes that even from up close, HQT can compete with Nimble Reptile's pressure. Wow, even had enough time with the Smart Disc to jump both ways and still hit him for that.
And that's twice Destroyer's dropped huge corner combos. And if he gets hit here, oh man, that would have been some Basilisk set up and force a breaker, and that would have been bad for Destroyer. Just like that, going into the final round, he's going to have no meter.
He had to break.
Oh, and Illusions wants this now. And
no way.
And And the forward four closes it out. He just kept throwing the forward four string and Destroyer falling apart in the corner. Predator is just helpless when he gets knocked down in the corner without meter, as that string will also break the armor if he tries the scimitar slam. Everything falls apart for Destroyer. Hashtag feels bad, man. Not like this.
Destroyer with HUD Predator just slamming down that life alert button, looking for some help. Reptile just seemed to have all the options there against HUT Predator in the corner there. As you said before, that string no doubt will break the armor, and the EX straight missiles by HQT doesn't even have armor, so that would get stuffed. It almost seemed like he just had to hold all of that damage.
Yeah, he was definitely fallen and he could not get up. He needed some help there. And Illusions.
Go EX slide. Taking his time. You know, he really doesn't. He's been doing so well with the up close game. Illusions doesn't really need to take any risks. He takes the risk up close with the mix when he has that momentum going, but as far as getting in, he's not in a rush. Just tries to hit buttons. That is not your turn, sir.
Ooh, and getting the whip punishes Destroyer, easily confirming into potential killing damage, and that is going to close it out.
The Destroyer almost looks mad after the past couple of mishaps, playing so much better this game. Oh, EX Basilisk tries to go for the gimmick. Very nice presence of mind from Destroyer to know that that is not guaranteed. Here we go, goes with all these strings. Whoa, but Lou gets away with it that time. Very nice by Destroyer, knowing that Illusions cannot block with that Basilisk being active. Now uses both bars to try and get a conversion, trading both bars. Illusions breaking.
Oh, and not getting the conversion.
No conversion.
Yeah, Illusions.
Speaking of conversions, a nice little conversion of his own.
Oh, the down
Lou
four.
doing everything in his power.
Barely
needs to get out.
Clipping Destroyer, getting him another down four again from Illusions. He's gonna watch out. Exactly. He loves to stack. He loves to set that up. You always want to press the button after that claw on block. And Illusions now twice. EX slide afterwards to close out 2 rounds now with that exact same setup. Destroyer did not make the adjustment to bait that out.
Wow, and you talk about defense. Illusions' defense has been very on point.
And the setup we saw again, it had to confirm into EX Basilisk. Oh man, Illusions now has no meter right now.
God, and just the blocks. And you see, he's just building that meter, waiting for the right time to use it.
And got the hard knockdown.
Jump kick there.
And if he doesn't break, and threw right when he got that stamina back. So smart from Illusions. And all he needs is one now. And even now, he doesn't have to respect the armor because of how fast Reptile strings hit, especially the forward 4. And the down 4 is going to close it out. Illusions, 3-1, semi-comfortably taking it.
And that was so smart by Illusions. You take a look at what he was doing before. Just literally just eating all of that pressure at the end, knowing, just waiting. It seems like he's having trouble, almost like warming up. Sunio going for the shadow kick just to close out that round. And not only did Sunio take that round, he might not have a bar to work with yet, but he has the positioning on his side. Very nice positioning by Dragon, using that teleport to his advantage.
Oh, and Dragon, I don't know what he went for there, but he got the stamina alert.
Oh, and no way that was meant to be his input. Unfortunate input error by Sunio led to all of this damage that Dragon is dishing out. Very nice conversion into the trance again. Gets a nice 16% grab, and this round is looking much more into Dragon's favor. Just trying to, he's going to keep it simple. He has no reason to take that risk. We go going into round number 3. Here's the thing with Dragon. Dragon in this matchup knows that he wants to get in on Sunio before he builds all that bar.
And just like that,
it's a nice conversion.
Blocking 2 glaives and shouldering his way in before he can get out another. And now he gets to apply some mix of his own, and that's a quick 15%. Chip added on top of it, and getting himself into the corner. Sunio with the interactable, but puts himself in the corner. It's just an empty jump. Doesn't get any conversion off the entire end of the glaive.
There's so many whiffs here. It's almost like a little bit of a scramble. Dragon looking to try and close out this first match, but drops the end of a combo.
Oh, the great conversion down one, and Sunio wasn't even ready for it for the break. But it's okay, he's had some plus frames there, and goes right over that Hell Spark from Dragon. He's gonna get a nice knockdown here. Is he gonna have to watch out for the shoulder? And goes
the down 3 to stop the plus frames.
Oh my gosh!
No way.
And that's gonna do it, Sunio, with an amazing comeback. That was clutch factor over 9,000. Holy crap, guys. That was insane.
That was so smart by Sunio. What really saved him there was that shadow kick. That's exactly what saved him, because it hit him, it connected, put them full screen where Mournful wants to be. Dragon did not have enough time to even get a teleport off the get close in. Sunio played that absolutely perfectly.
Usually,
but Dragon obviously has no reason to get off that character.
And usually in those situations, it's Dragon that we've seen for years now be that man that has that clutch factor in those moments. And Sunio here taking one from him with one of his own characters. And I like this. Sunio's come here and he's playing well. That was a clutch factor beyond the realm of clutch factors right there. And here we go. Game number 2. Sunio up 1-0. Trying to take Dragon out of top 8 potentially if he were to take this.
Every time someone gets hit by down 1 Hell Spark, Scott kills a kid.
And you know what? That's such a great, you know, if you're not looking for it, you know, in the realm of armored launchers a patch ago, that was almost a no-no from Shinnok because, you know, guys that had a lot of matchup knowledge against Shinnok would blow that up with armor and a full launcher if they saw that down 1 happen. But here, those gaps in this build of MKX are almost nothing. And so when a Shinnok does a down 1, you're almost looking to counter poke, and you eat that Hell Spark into a full combo. And wow, just like that, Dragon turning the heat up, turning things around, and he has a little bit of momentum.
We see Sunio's not going to be phased. He knows that he can keep the distance from Dragon. And you see that he's not really going for a lot of the unsafe gimmicks that Mournful has because he knows Dragon plays the character. You can't trick a master of the character.
And Dragon not falling for the same trick twice in that double overhead attempt.
And you see, you look at the space that Sunio's trying to keep. Beautiful charge by Dragon just to get in there, knowing that Sunio's been getting a little bit too slippery for his taste. Beautiful 16% grab. Keep himself in the distance and trying to keep Sunio's back towards the corner, but at the same time, Sunio switching it up in his favor and getting that back to connect. Sunio taking the round, taking us to a round 3, possibly going up 2-0 on Dragon. Now, obviously, Dragon is another one of the players in that group whose the set score just does not matter. Okay, so even if Sunio wins this round, he is not ready to just give up. He still needs to be playing out of his mind. Here we go, playing out of his mind. Dragon puts Sunio in the corner, getting some damage of his own, trying to open him up. Go get some damage of his own. Sunio forced a break here. Misses the down 1 anti-air. Dragon going for the back grab. Is this going to kill? And it does. Dragon tying it up 1-1. Nice and early.
1-1. And if Dragon were to take this, we would see. You know what? Pull up that bracket real quick, guys. Let's take a look at this because guess who the winner of this gets to play in top 8? SonicFox, ladies and gentlemen. We could potentially see Dragon versus Sonic in round 1 of top 8 here in week number 10. Every other match is set. Young Monster Illusions, Deoxys Rewind, Semiij Revolution, and here we go. Setting our last match of top 8. Going into game number 3. All tied up at 1-1. Matchup staying the same. Dragon, Sunio. Here we go, guys. I like the adjustments from Dragon. I mean, once he got that health lead, he was able to play much smarter and not falling for the same tricks twice that Sunio was trying to throw at him. And already not having to deal with plus frames off the Exclave and opening him up with the shoulder. This is going to be some mix. Goes with a 60% throw. That turns that 36% out of nowhere, even though he doesn't get any damage really off the combo into the trance. And everything working for Dragon right now, everything he's pressing is hitting Sunio right now. No down 2 attempts, which is good because he floated really late.
Oh, Sunio read the backdash, but didn't punish it just in time. Very nice break by Dragon.
And tried to disrespect the meterless Hellspark there. And Dragon waiting until frame number 8,492 to actually meter burn it. And that is going to close out 16% on the damage buff. And Dragon looking comfortably right now.
Round 2.
This is interesting, man, because Sunio is still doing relatively well, but it almost seems like he's starting to crumble with the up-close game. He might want to try and just keep his distance, but that was a beautiful down 3 anti-air on the cross-up. See, now, going to keep his distance here, go for the little bits of damage. This is what Mournful really does best. Not to mention, you take a look at when the glaives actually connect. When they don't, you're building a good amount of meter, and you're dishing out some serious chip. Oh, Dragon going for a little bit of a delay in his timing there, throwing Sunio off of his timing.
Sunio is going to put it all in guessing right here, and he may have waited too late to break, but he's come back from this before. And that is not going to get him out of that third Hellspark. Dragon is going to take the advantage over Sunio. And he waited so late to break. And, you know, I've fallen victim to that myself. I'm sure we all have playing against Shinnok, where you wait until the trance to see if you guess right before breaking. But fortunately there he lost too much health. And one hit is all it took after that. And Dragon now in 1 game away from top 8, where he will face his nemesis, SonicFox.
Nemesis is a very strong word now. Remember, Dragon took out Fox and Scar at final round. So these two are becoming evenly matched. But going back to that last match, I respect what Sunio did, because he knows Katana with 3 bars a meter is extremely scary. So he was kind of hoping to put himself in a position to possibly have that X-ray work out in his favor. Just didn't work out as well as it did in his head. But here we go. Sunio getting some damage of his own. A nice way to start game number 4. Keeping his distance, at the very least, going to try and build some meter before working his way in. Hellsparks again, this time meter burning it, but Sunio no reason to challenge the Hellsparks. He has the life lead. Unfortunately gets met air to air. Dragon proving victorious. Opens him up with the back 3 into the fan lift. Definitely wanted to break there. And now he's back to square one. And a beautiful whiff punish on the shadow grab. Remember the shadow kick. Remember that is a high and punishable on whiff by Shinnok.
And a great jump over, and he actually ran under the whiff string. And if he would have got that full conversion into the corner, Dragon might have been pretty good at this game.
Hey, I guess he was pretty decent at some point, I guess. I don't know, might have won a tournament here and there.
Yeah, here and there. He's been around. He's got a couple good results. He's won a couple
I heard about
dollars.
some Fox guy. It's like, I guess he's in that category. I mean, they're both young, right? I guess they're the same person. Even though, you take a look at what Dragon's been able to do. Sunio staying composed, but Dragon on the verge of winning the set and going into top 8 to face Fox. Sunio on his last legs wants to make something happen in EX Glaive as a last-ditch effort. And here comes the zoning. He's going to keep his distance.
No resources out of these men. Sunio finally has the EX Glaive. He's going to use it. Come in, and he gets him with the low, but not a lot of damage adding up, but 2 quick mixes, and that's going to do it. Taking the round. Getting a little bit of life here. Sunio trying to tie things up with 2-2. He's 1 round away. Dragon has 1 bar. If he can get him with the Hellspark early and get him in some mix early, he can try and close this out. But here we go.
Respecting the EX Hellsparks there. Sunio not ready to give it up. Can still take this to a Game 5 situation. But the last Hellspark clipping his heel. And here we go. Dragon in the driver's seat. Opens him up with the back 3 again. Vortex proving to be efficient. Welcome to Blender City.
Oh, and stay away from me, footsies with Hellsparks. And here we go. This is almost chip out territory, but it's a 50-50 other way around. And he was probably guessing throw. He was probably guessing throw even then. And that is going to do it. Dragon is going to move on to top 8, where he is going to be facing against SonicFox.
And that is going to be something you